I now introduce to you the Mayor of Brockton, Bill Carpenter.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I'd like to open by telling you that I am extremely pleased that within the past hour, the Plymouth County Superior Court has reaffirmed my authority under Chapter 61A to appoint an interim chief of police for the city of Brockton, and that's what I'm here to do today.
Yes.
I will tell you that this is the first step in a series of events that will lead to Chief Bob Hayden continuing to lead the Brockton Police Department. And I ask everyone in this room to please join me Tuesday night at 6 o'clock in City Council chambers when the City Council's Ordinance Committee will consider an ordinance that would allow me to appoint a civilian commissioner of police. I need everyone's support. We need Bob Hayden to lead the Brockton Police Department. I need your support to get that ordinance passed through the council. So please be there on Tuesday night.
I'm delighted to be here in Brockton with all of you today. It's a special day for your city, and I'm happy to share it with you. It's truly your lucky day when you have a man of Bob Hayden's caliber to come here and work with all of you and lead the police department. I don't think there's a more important job in a city than the police chief, because his job and his performance has a direct effect on the quality of life here. Everyone wants to feel safe in their city. You want to feel safe at home, you want to feel safe when you're out walking the streets, when you're doing your shopping, when you're going to the movies, you want your kids to be safe at school. And it takes a strong leader like Bob Hayden to supervise the police department and to show them exactly what needs to be done to give you that feeling of safety and comfort that you want in an urban area. So I'm delighted to be here. I don't think that Mayor Carpenter could have picked a better man for the job, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here in the next year or two as you realize just how big a difference he can make when he works with neighborhood groups and the business community and city councilors and elected officials and other members of the law enforcement community, because when everybody works together, that's when things get done, and that's when you see a big improvement. So congratulations, Mayor, and congratulations to all of you, and congratulations, Bob.
Bobby Hayden is not a show horse, he's a workhorse. He's somebody that when you need something done, and I see a number of Boston police officers here today that I work very closely with and work very closely with Bobby. Doesn't that really say who Bobby Hayden is? Yes. That they come all the way down here and they took the time to share in this great moment for the city of Brockton, the city of champions, but they also are here to show their support for this professional Boston police officer, now the chief of police of the city of Brockton, formerly the police commissioner of city of Lawrence. Last point, I swear. I remember the Boston Common was one of the most notorious places of crime and drug infested areas of the city. And this is the oldest park in North America. And it's a place where people frequented. I often went there with my mother when I was a little kid, my aunt. And it was being denied law-abiding people in the city of Boston because of drug dealing and unsavory group of people hanging out there. And here's what I asked Bobby to do right after I was elected mayor. I says, Bobby, go in and clean that place up for me. And not only did he clean the place up, but he did something I'll share with you that I thought was one of the most extraordinary events in my whole life. He got the people who were selling the drugs, and he put them in jail. But the people who were taking the drugs, he got them into halfway houses. Nice. Isn't that something? Yeah. That's Bobby Hayden. That's your new police commissioner. Thank you.
There aren't supposed to be guys firing guns in our neighborhoods. There aren't supposed to be people getting stabbed. There aren't supposed to be women getting raped. And we're not gonna, I'm gonna make a list up of 50 or 100 of the worst gangsters in the city, whether they're shooters, stabbers, whatever they are. And they've already had long records. And part of one of my plan is we're gonna be visiting those guys quite regularly and relentlessly extracting them from the streets that we all want to use in safety. It'll be constitutional. It'll be within the framework of the law. No, it will, really, honest to God. It will be. It'll be totally constitutional, but I'm teaming up with some federal agencies, and the Sheriff's Department. Sheriff McDonald has been incredibly helpful to me. Joe's here. Hi, Sheriff. Sheriff McDonald has volunteered a ton of assistance to our city. He's going to take our prisoners before these guys even get into a cell in Brockton. They're going to go straight to his facility in Plymouth, and he's going to pick them up and drive them there and take them to court and say goodbye to them there. They won't be bailed out inside your city where they walk out the door right on the same streets that they just got arrested on. They're going to be bailed out of Plymouth, and it'll free up the officers that usually have to stay with them during the booking process. It'll also help the city with potential litigation if someone commits suicide in a cell. Cops aren't supposed to guard prisoners. We're supposed to get prisoners, but not guard them. And the sheriff has generously offered all kinds of assistance to us, as well as some other agencies that we're going to take advantage of. The other plan that I hope works out, all right, so we got the 50 or 100 or however many there are, the bad guys, the real bad guys, the killers, okay? They're over there. There's still guys on the street that make it uncomfortable, that commit, quality of life offenses, going to the bathroom on the sidewalk, staring people down, public drinking, large congregations that we're afraid to walk by, that make us get off the sidewalk and go around them. That's not going to happen if this little thing that I'm thinking of works out, and I think it will. In Lawrence, we get a guy here named Captain Kelly. Where are you, Captain Kelly? See that hand? You know what he did for the city of Lawrence? Come here, David, please. I had an idea in Lawrence, and it was to put together a motorcycle squad. And I put about 10 motorcycles on the street. Captain Kelly was the supervisor up front, a captain. A wagon followed that parade, and they went all through the city, the good parts and the bad parts. And they very, very quickly set the tone for the bad people. Not the murderers, not those guys, but sort of the broken window theory. You go after everything at the same time. And thanks to Captain David Kelly, we went from, I think, about 800 arrests a year to 7,000 a year for the 3 years that we worked together. He did the budget for us. When I got there, this is the guy that did the budget. He wanted out. He wanted to get on the street. And I said, I'll put you on the street, Captain, but you got to still do the budget. I'll do it. And I said, and Captain Kelly, get over here. I said, Captain Kelly, I don't really do good on budgets. I don't want you to owe any money, and I don't want us to turn any money back in. Whatever you get, spend, which he did. But the caveat for him was he led the motorcycle squad. And I hope I can find a supervisor here that rides a bike and that is as energetic and honest as he is. And Brockton policemen are doing the same thing with a wagon following them. And if we can do that, that's that group. The third component to what I want to try to do here is never forget the good kids. The kids that when their brothers or sisters are arrested are good kids. They haven't gone the wrong way yet. And I want to extend to my team an invitation to anyone involved in social services who will come with us when we're out in the street. And as we make these arrests, and after the property is clear, go inside with a police officer probably, and look for kids in need of services. Look for children who haven't gone the wrong way yet, and offer them every advantage that their agency can. I think that's a good, so it's all I got right now. If it's not working, we're going to do something else. But that's what I'm hoping to do, and I promise you this is a great honor. I'm not kidding about that. I will give you every ounce of my strength to try to make your city safer.
I think you can see why that I believe so deeply in Bob Hayden leading our police department, and why I'm willing to fight to make sure that he will be the leader of the Brockton Police Department. And I ask you to join me at 6 o'clock in council chambers on Tuesday evening when the ordinance is heard in front of the council's ordinance committee to establish a civilian commissioner of police that will enable me to permanently appoint Bob Hayden to lead the Brockton Police Department. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on Tuesday night.